I believe there are three main ingredients to be a good DJ. Number one, knowing how to phrase your music so all of your transitions sound natural and your new song always comes in at exactly the right moment. Then number two, flawless transitions. This means, are your songs in sync? Like, have you beat matched them successfully? And then when you bring them up and playing them together, how you control how those songs sit together with each other with advanced EQ methods, right? And up until now, we've been smashing both those areas big time. But number three, set flow. And this means not only playing the right song at the right time, but also finding songs that sound good together. Now, it is difficult for me to teach you like what songs to play at the right time and all that. And I do have videos in my industry section where I talk about the politics of it a little bit, about playing to your time slot and what to play early and, checking out and researching clubs. But to be honest, at the end of the day, people have their own taste in music. So you can't tell people what to play. But what I can do, I can definitely help you to find songs that go well together. And by playing songs that sound good together, right, that's going to take your sound to a pro level instantly. And I can get you there straight away. So first of all though, why do some songs sound good together and other ones don't? Now, when an artist or a producer writes a song, right, they write that song using particular sounds. And in music theory, those sounds are called keys. So let's imagine I'm in front of a piano or a keyboard. Now, the white and black things that you hear are called keys, right? And each one has a different sound and a different name. So what happens, it actually goes from A to G and gets repeated in octaves or whatever. But let's say I hit A on the keyboard. Now that's going to sound different to B, right? But it goes deeper than that. There's a different group of sounds that make up the key of A, right? Like kind of stuff when I was younger. And then there's a different group of sounds that make up the key of B, and all these combinations of keys and sounds, right? Now, when an artist or a producer writes a song, they usually gravitate around a particular key to write that song. So this song here, I can look on the screen, it's actually written in B flat minor, right? And this one over here is in C, okay? Now, let's imagine that means then say this one in C. That means then when that producer's written that song, they've written that song using the sounds in that C. That's how they've written that, using that sound. Now, let's say now I go and find a pattern in C or figure out the pattern of this song, and let's pretend that pattern, I've gone on the keyboard and I found the pattern of C and I found the pattern that's made up that song. Let's pretend it's like this is an obvious one. Let's say I do that and I'm playing that pattern in C. And while I'm playing that pattern, let's say you hop up the other end of the keyboard and you start hitting other keys at the same time with me. Now, some of the keys that you may hit at that end might actually sound good with what I'm playing, and that's the beginning of like bringing in different layers, song production, or even playing in a band where you have all different instruments coming together, creating an overall sound, and it feels really good. And if they sound good together, it's called resonance in music theory, like it resonates. And I'll be honest, that's the same when you're DJing. If you bring songs in that resonate with each other, that's where the magic happens. But here's the thing, in finding keys over there, say you're hitting the keyboard while I'm playing in C, right? In finding ones that sound good, you might hit a whole bunch that you hit them and it's just like, and it just really sounds terrible with what I'm playing. And that's called dissonance. Now, here's the thing, let's say I'm DJing, it's the same concept. So if I'm playing a song here and you play another song up this side that's harmonically compatible with the one that I'm playing, that's where the magic happens, it really does. And if you're hearing like big DJs playing Tomorrowland and you hear a song come in and it's like, and you feel it, well, to be honest, it's probably a combination of things. It's a combination of them phrasing, their transition, finding songs that go well together, but also that the key ingredient, right, is finding songs that are harmonically compatible in key. So now that we know that, right, the songs are made up of keys, some resonate with each other, other ones sound shit, what can you personally do about it? Now, option number one, trial and error, okay, and that's what everyone does, right? And I'll be honest, let's say when I do my one-on-ones in Sydney, like there's usually a 4-class kind of program, and I usually get to this in lesson 3, right? And what happens is, let's say they've gone in lesson 2 and I've got them mixing confidently, even complete beginners, like they're smashing through and they've been practicing on their own music, and they come to me at the beginning of lesson 3 and they're like, listen, I can't get it sounding like it is in class, and you give them this, and then they come back the 4th week and they've applied what I'm about to show you now to their own music, then they're like, wow, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to explain now is there's some DJ software called Mixing Key. And if you're actually, here's the deal, if you're playing songs that are harmonically compatible all the time, it's going to take your sound as a DJ to a pro level instantly. So like I mentioned, you have two options. Number one, you basically listen to your songs and the trial and error, which takes ages. Or there is some DJ software called Mixing Key. Now, I've got another video on that next where I go right into it, but I'll just break down how it kind of works. And that is, you can download Mixing Key, okay? It does cost $58, but it's a one-off payment, right? So I paid $58 about a decade ago, and seriously, it took my sound to a pro level instantly. But what it does is, you can drag your songs into it, and it's gonna analyze for the key, but it doesn't give you the key. Because if it gave you the key, then it could be like F#M, what the hell is that F#M? What does that even go with, you know? So what it does is it converts the keys into numbers. And it's kind of like there's this chart, I'll show you, it's kind of like a clock in a way, like 1 to 12, and you can put different numbers, it puts numbers on your songs. Now in the next video, I'm gonna show you how to get the numbers next to your song names and which numbers go with what. But trust me, right, doing that, that's gonna be a lot easier than learning music theory. And if you're actually now, not only when you're like phrasing and doing your transitions, but also finding songs that are harmonically compatible, it's gonna take your set, and the way that you craft your music to another level. Now, I'm not saying it's the be all and end all, and I am saying song selection does come first. So if I had an idea for a song and it wasn't harmonically compatible, the chances are I may play it anyway. But then where it really comes into play is, let's say I've gone to that song and I'm not sure what to play next. Sometimes knowing what's going to sound good kind of shortlists that. So instead of like just shooting in the dark, I've got no idea what I'm going to play next. Knowing what's going to sound good makes all the difference. And I'll be honest, I'd probably be looking at keys in a very similar way I look at BPMs. So you look at BPMs to see what you can mix. You look at keys to see what's going to sound good. And trust me, this is game changer time.